Hello, everybody. My name is. Whoa. Rough start in general. Hi, everybody. My name is Daryl Davey. We are down here in the Oaken Hollow Games Room. And it may have restarted anyways. So, hi. My name is Daryl Davey. Welcome to Oaken Hollow Games. We are in the game room today, and we are doing our weekly update. There's actually been a lot of big changes here in the last couple weeks. It's probably been about a week since I did a quick one of these. But I wanted to let you know what we're doing. One thing you might notice is the background's a little bit different, and I keep looking over here because right now I am working off of our new company computer. It wasn't a huge, laborious thing, but we decided that we needed something with a little bit better processing, and that turns on not after an hour and a half for when we're working on some of our 3D models or doing some of our designs for cards and layouts. So we were able to get a good deal on a company computer, which is what you're watching this on right now. I may go back to doing this on my phone because I don't know if this takes up too much bandwidth, even though the camera and the computer are very nice. Our internet is trash. So one piece at a time. But a little bit of quality of life stuff for that, which is really nice for us going forward. Like I said, it allows me to know that I'm going to have something that can handle any of the editing that we do for card design or tokens or any of our stickers and stuff for our boxes, as well as hopefully do this. I mean, again, we're never going to be a multimedia empire. That's not what we're going for. We're not going for a YouTube channel. These are supplementary videos, just ways to talk to you and show what's going on. But a little bit higher quality feed than just off a phone would be nice as well. This is probably not my final setup. The game room itself and the workshop have changed several times. I know I've been keeping you guys updated on some of the new changes in there ever since we got the Apex Maker. With that comes a quick announcement that I did technically have a successful print that printed both an entire set of All Hallows Eve and an entire set of the gray pieces for Skirmish. I say this with a bit of a smirk because the resin that I had left over for testing this ran out about 80% of the way through the print. So the pieces on the bottom are flat, but it shows me that the process works. Whether it's done or not is still up in the air because I supported the trick-or-treaters and the fighters differently. Normally they would sit on their base on the plate and print up. This allows for them to be very smooth with no sprue dots. And although the Elegoo Mars was able to do that, I have not successfully been able to run it that way on an Apex or with the Apex Maker. It might be because it's just a more powerful machine. The lights are newer and better. Some sticking, this and that. It just, whatever I was doing wasn't working. I have some other settings that I could try, but now that I've got one successful print, I don't know if I want to do it. So what I need to do now is scrape the plate and see if when I take those sprues off, how much cleanup it's going to take for those trick-or-treaters and the fighters, and if that's going to add or detract from some time and the overall value and look of those pieces, because I don't want them to look bad. It's one thing to print them fast and be able to get stuff out, but I'm not here to give you guys trash products. I mean, we're already have a little bit of gray area being a small business and made by ourselves, not through some factory in China or some outsourcing. We make all of the pieces here. So some people really enjoy that, oh, I got a little bit of this or a little bit of that. It makes my piece a bit different, but I don't want them to be detracted in quality. We don't want to give inferior products. So that is something that we are working on. But it's been a busy week. Life update, my sister had her twins, so I have 2 new nephews in the family. So a lot of my free time has been taken up with that, as well as running a few clubs and so on and so forth. So I haven't got to run through the testing quite as much as I'd like on that, but life comes first. With that said, the game side of the workshop, or the game room side of the workshop, is dropped my big couch. I've got some stuff, extra pieces in here that I thought were going to be good, like a hutch that displays kind of like the history of making all those Eve and Skirmish and any of my games. I'm going to try and turn you guys there. It's not quite as nice as my phone. Yeah, you're not going to be able to really see it. There's a hutch. Thought it was going to be cooler. It looks nice when you're looking at it. It takes up some weird space. And I lost my comfy couch in here, which may or may not be making a return, maybe a smaller one. While we're up, I also, because of that space, had to adjust. Okay, so right now I got a really janky setup because I'm trying to work on this. So this is the quality that you guys are getting here at Okinawa Games for video editing. But my big fun movie board with all my games, I've taken and moved back. That might be an impermanent solution. So far my games are just in a cupboard here, but it does offer me a lot more space, and I may be able to use that rack for the workshop side of things to, hold supplies and hold up some other gaming things that I need in that regard. Also, my computer setup there you saw. Right now, so I can see, I got my monitor sitting on top, my camera's stretched halfway over here. It's a mess. Everything was just done today to just kind of get it out and give you guys an update. Sorry, this is lower quality than usual. But hopefully all these changes amount to a more professional setup and a better workflow. So we can go from playtesting, workshopping things over in the game side, getting people over, and really be able to dial down. I'll be able to make all of my media files and that sort of stuff, the 3D rendering program, the 3D design program, the editing stuff for whatever, at my workstation there. Still got board games for just regular fun board game nights. They're not displayed as quite nicely as I'd like. I miss that, but it gives us a little more space to roam over here, and it frees up some more space over in the workshop, which I am still trying to get the flow of. We found some house stuff that needed to be done in between, so that's a semi-permanent setup over there, but will probably change as well. But again, as being a big fan of Adam Savage, that workspace and that workflow is very important to me, and it's now arranged in a way that I like on paper. In process, it still doesn't feel quite right, so I'm going to have to work in it a bit more to really see where I want things and what I want things to be, but space is limited. Oh, hey Leo, welcome in. It is great. Thank you. So that's kind of the why I'm giving you these shop updates, if you will. It's just kind of showing you the process of how my brain handles making this stuff, and a lot of that is the space and environment that I'm in, being in a way that enables that creativity and that flow to work. So. And I don't mind things being a little bit janky. I prefer it that way because I can switch things up and blah blah blah. So, there is a potential fundraiser we might also be doing. I don't want to talk out of school here too much right now until I figure out exactly how we're going to do it. There's I don't even. It's probably more Phil's news to share, but something has come up where we might be doing a fundraiser with Oaken Hollow Games and getting some of the other local game stores and places involved with. And right now I am just thinking over how that's going to look and how that's going to operate. We've never really done something like this before. And in a company capacity, like in a personal capacity, it's a different thing. You do GoFundMe, and it's easy peasy. But in a company thing, I don't know if there's other rules and regulations that we have to follow to do something like this, or if I just come in as Daryl Davey, bringing Oak and Hollow Games to a fundraiser, which is probably the way that we'll be doing it. But once we get those details down, we'll be letting you know what is going on, what it's for, and the details of that. So I'll keep you in the loop with that. That's probably something that's going to be coming sooner than later. I just need to look into some of the process of how to do that on a company's end as opposed to a person. And there's ways around it, I suppose, too. So, but it'll be a big gaming event. Regardless of what it is, it'll be a big community gaming thing, just getting people in and playing and paying some support. But more details on that later. In person, I wanted to show you guys, there's a couple pieces I've found before here, but the board for Capture the Flag. Now, I say the board for Capture the Flag very tentatively because Capture the Flag is not supposed to have a playing space or a board. What I like about this, I can do that, which is fun. Pan for Gold, an old prospector, but it gives us just about exactly the play space that is recommended in the game, which is about 2 foot across. This is just shy of the mark, unless you're clever and get up on the rim and play. And then some scatter terrain too, that just looks good. Again, mostly in the game, scatter terrain is not going to be made. It'll be things that are found in an environment that you are playing in, whether that be shoes or pencils or whatnot. But I wanted to give people who come here for demos and stuff, it looks nicer just to have it on a board, regardless of if it's played on a board or not. Gives it the decent, or the bare minimum of play space. Not bare minimum, I shouldn't say that. About the maximum of play space you'd want for Capture the Flag, which again comes out to about the size of a student's desk or picnic table that you might be playing on if you're out camping, or even like the old marbles game was about this diameter anyways. So just a good space for people to come in and play, a little more eye-catching than just having a bunch of stuff scattered around. And it'll seem a little bit more intentional if I throw like a shoe and a book on here. It doesn't look like I'm just playing in garbage. They're like, oh, there's a reason why there's a shoe on that table. For whatever reason that is. We don't know. And they'll come over and ask us, and we'll be able to tell them what a cool game we've made. So yeah, that's the playboard for Capture the Flag. Still been looking out for Plunder and Gotcha Ninja stuff. The AI battle always rages on. Looking for artists there. Oh, speaking of artists, I posted earlier. Andrew Graham, a friend of mine from college, reached out to us and is just very passionate about working on some of our designs, which is nice for me because it frees up a lot of my, I have very limited design background. I got lucky with, I think, a fun logo, and Skirmish I like the look of as well, but moving forward, not having to worry about some of those things would be nice. And Andrew Graham has stepped up to bat and has done some really cool work. I haven't shared everything yet because a lot of it's in the process of being done, but he's currently helping us look at a design for Capture the Flag, maybe some of the rule books for that as well. And I put that logo up before. I love it. It's what I would have wanted to get to, where it feels fast and kind of sportsy, but still kind of minimalistic, where, I was looking at things that might have these big flags and all this stuff, and he really trimmed it down to a nice look that catches the eye. It gives you a feel of flow and the sense of the game just by looking at the logo, which is chef's kiss, beautiful. So Andrew, wonderful job, and thank you so much for being willing to donate some of your time and dedication and skills to us. We appreciate that. It takes a village, right? So we will be posting on that when he feels like products and stuff are done and he's comfortable sharing end results. Maybe you even want to post some of your processes up as well. Andrew, feel free to put things in polls and whatnot on our group page for people to check out. I'll probably be doing that myself with your things anyways, just to make sure that things are looking good for everybody. But I love the work you've been doing so far. Also, hats. Engraves Designs. They do all sorts of stuff for like local businesses. They are some family. My brother-in-law's brothers have the company, and they make earrings and logos, and they do wood and leather etching, and also do hats. This was a patch that was given to me as sort of a demo to see if it would work. But this hat and this design are available through them. I'm going to probably get some for TBCon. I know a few people had requested or shown some interest in that as well, and we'll probably be reaching out to them for some other aspects, maybe some box inserts and the plate for All Hallows Eve that helps like get the trick-or-treaters down. I'm going to see if there's a way they can do that instead of that having to be 3D printed. And the box inserts being able to be like really thin wood, because I think they can cut through stuff. So I'm going to talk to them about that, or possibly the people over at Rise of the Podcast as well to see about those. But again, being my brother-in-law, they're the ones that had twins. We've been busy, they've been busy, so just hasn't been the time to look into it more. That's why I was like, hey, cool, potential merch stuff, and then was crickets about it because, again, life got busy. But we'll be doing more with them, I assume, in the future. And I also want to start getting back into getting some of our logos and designs up on our merch page as far as it goes for t-shirts and cups and that sort of stuff. A lot of people don't get it, but it's nice to have. Some people like some of that swag through TeePublic. There's links somewhere on our Facebook page for that. But if you do want an All Hallows Eve shirt, TeePublic has a lot of those up right now. And then I'm going to probably, in the not-so-distant future, be getting skirmish stuff up, as well as, Capture the Flag and everything else. So we'll have some cool merch for you guys as well. Yeah, I think that's about it for the updates. I've been going on for about a little over 15 minutes here, so I don't want to go too much longer, I always say. But yeah, thank you. Thank you for your continued support and for continuing tuning in and interacting. It helps motivate me to keep doing what I'm doing and keeps us going. One of my other social obligations is now done, and with that means I should be able to start live play testing again. I like doing it down here in the game room because if I need to grab pieces, but that's usually for like earlier versions of games. Some of the stuff we're testing now, we're past the point of me needing to go, oh, I need this, I need that. So I'm going to talk with Gameplay Stay, or perhaps Rise of the Podcast people as well, maybe use their space for some more public play testing and demo